shit will get a lot worse before it gets better. Now that might sound like some very strong doomer take, but if you let me cook a bit, we'll see what it is. So when talking about this, there are two perspectives to this, and that is like in the world as a whole and in your life. And I'll start with the world because I'm a bit more doomerish here. If you're not living under a rock, you know, like if you're Gen Z, which yeah, then you know that like economically, socially, and like governmentally, almost we're fucked basically, right? We are pretty fucked. If you work a normal job, you go down the normal life path, there is basically zero chance that if you live in a Western country, or I'm talking about the West, I don't know how it is in fucking Thailand, there's basically a zero chance that you are gonna be able to, like, zero, that's an exaggeration, but just like pay off a house, get a wife, live the normal life, the boomer lifestyle. This is dead. This is gone. This doesn't exist. It's fake. Like socially and governmentally, you know, if you live in like the U.S., it's like, yeah, what does it matter if you vote left or right? And if you live in a European country, it's like, maybe European countries can be saved democratically, but that is, 20 years in the future, minimum. It is very, very, very slow change. Say this sort of stuff takes 20 years, and you're waiting for, say, the economy to get better. I'll work, I'll save up, I'll invest. you know the housing prices are just going to keep rising. It's just, in a lot of ways, going to get worse and worse until, at least personally, I think, some sort of demographic collapse or change, which is many, many years off. So say, or if you get grandkids, maybe they will, find themselves in a better world, hopefully. That's what we can do. But for us, we're in this sort of weird in between time. Honest, we aren't fucked. Could be a lot worse, but we certainly don't have it as good as our parents, which is fucked. So I at least find no hope there. And then think, yeah, okay, shit's gonna get harder before shit's gonna get worse before it gets better. That's what I said. And that, when you think on the scale of like the whole world, like, yeah, that's a long time. And there's not a lot, honestly, you can do about it, right? Like, go into politics, like, sure, maybe you could change something on one subject, which, I mean, that's great stuff. It's good. It'll help. It'll make the world a better place, hopefully. But at least personally, I'm more focused on, what can I do to, make my life better, myself and those around me. And in that, also, it'll get tougher and tougher until it gets better. And you don't know when it will get better. It could be, say you're working on something, trying something new out, or you have some dream or whatever. It's like it could be years in the trenches. could be 10 years, sleeping 4 hours. I mean, you'll probably fucking die if you do that, but, you know, grinding. Like grinding, suffering, sacrificing for 10 years, and then maybe you will accomplish something. And I think if you are on the certain path, you have to sort of be prepared for that, because it is a very real possibility. There you see a lot of, especially with the media nowadays, you see, so many just become famous on like TikTok on one video. They gain a couple followers, they make their money, but 1-2 years later they're gone. They're nothing. If you're really trying to build something to last, your life, and that you can pass on to the next generation, that's not something you get from blowing up on TikTok with one video. To build something that lasts takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day. It took fucking time. So if that's, what you're trying to do some real shit. It's gonna be fucking hard. It's gonna be fucking hard. Now most people, they don't even try, right? They don't, like, at least for someone like myself, that's kind of hard to imagine. It's like, for me to imagine somebody, like, not even trying for something, greater, something bigger, it doesn't pass through my brain. It does not compute. It's like illogical, irrational. It does not make sense. But that is the truth. Most people, they just, flow along. They go to their fucking job, do the bare minimum, go to the weekend, fucking smoke and drink, do fuck all, and then, die, married to some girl they don't like, or divorced, or maybe, they find some good girl and, live fucking happily ever after, living on minimum wage or whatever. But yeah, that's not most people. Most people, they just, they just flow along. So if you're at least trying, if you've at least tried, you're doing better than most. If you from that can, actually get going, get the ball going, start doing shit, start believing, start making stuff happen, you're well on your way. And if from that you can get in your mind to never give up, to live that, to never give up, I believe honestly you cannot lose in two ways. If you have in your mind that you'll never give up, and you fight until you draw your last breath, then even if you don't succeed and you don't become a millionaire, or you don't do this or become that, just to, at least for me, to die knowing that I fucking did it till the end. I didn't give up. I suffered. I fucking tried. I did what I could. I did my best. I did everything. Then at least you can die with that peace. And I call that success, honestly. That's that's good. That's fine. And if you don't give up, and you live to 40, and you start when you're 20, that's 20 years to make some shit happen. And I think if you're not retarded and you're consistent, you'll make something happen in 20 years. And yeah, maybe you're like, oh, I don't want to wait 20 years, I want now. Then yeah, go blow up on TikTok and then have nothing in 1 year. Or you work on this shit for a long time. Build something real. If you're willing to not give up and to fight and suffer and do everything you can, then failure is not possible. You cannot lose. And even, I think this is another thing, like a lot of these people that they don't try or they don't do anything, they aim for nothing. They're just gonna spiral down. They're just gonna become worse and worse. And if you fucking rot max, your life's not gonna get better. It's not gonna be easier. You're still gonna suffer. You're still gonna have pain. Doesn't matter which path you choose. If you do fucking drugs to numb the pain, you're still gonna be in pain. Pain and suffering will find you. You cannot escape it. Not in life. So, choose your pain and fucking make it into something powerful instead. Because no matter what, you will suffer. You will feel pain until the day you die. I had one more, like, kind of related to the last part, at least. And this is like a framework that I've had for quite some time. A lot of people talk about like ups and downs in life, ebbs and flows, or it's a roller coaster. Goes up, it goes down. Personally, I like to think of it as a spiral. You say you start here, and you maybe, like, this is good, this is bad, this is up towards something. You start here, you go, and shit gets hard and it sucks, and then it becomes a bit better, and you started here, so now it's getting a bit better, and also you've grown a bit, moved up, and then it get worse, you get shittier, fucking life sucks, and then you come back, and then boom, your life's a little bit better. Or it could be the other way. You start here and fucking shit gets worse, and it gets a bit better, and shit gets fucking a lot worse, and then you're fucked in the bottom. Just like a useful framework that I personally use and like, to think of life as a sort of spiral. Goes good and bad, but if you do some real shit, that spiral goes up and not down. So, shit will get hard. And the world, or no one else for that matter, is coming to save you. The world won't just psh, and now a house is fucking $20,000. That's not gonna happen. At least don't count on it. So go make something real, or fucking lie down and rot, Max. Goodbye.